Hey there, it's Clutch from Sodak Motorcycle Blog. So it's that time of year again. It's that time of year where it's kind of sort of put it away time. So I'll show you what I do now. There's been a few things that have changed. So as you can see, it's not going to sit in the garage this year because there's just not enough space. There just ain't enough space in here for it to sit. But it's not in the shed either. Although we have acquired a newer trailer, so this is where the bike will sit now. I've got it parked this way so I can get it out if I need to. Like today where I had it in the trailer when we had the snow earlier this week. That way I can still get it out. And that is where she sits now in the winter. Inside this trailer. Now, like I said, I'd much rather have it in the garage, but it's just not going to work in the garage. It's just all there is to it. So, in here is where it's going to sit. I've got my power pulled in here, as you can see, right there. So this plug-in, it's a little plug-in. I actually bought it at Fleet Farm, but I think they sell them on Amazon as well. I think NOCO makes it. It's essentially just the weatherproof plug on the outside. It's got a little power cord that comes inside, so that way I can hook up my extension cord and have power to run the trickle charger. So that was something that wasn't really possible in the storage shed just because the amount of space I had to string the cord, and I didn't really like the idea of it. So we're able to still run the trickle charger in here. The only downfall is if I want to get it out, I got to get the snowblower out, but it's not that hard to get out. And this is where it comes out of, so I got my extension cord hooked to the back of the house. Got it coming through here, and it goes to the plug. There you can see, there's the plug right there. Plug's right underneath. And when I go use that trailer, that little plug that's on the side there, the little cover, plugs right back into it. So I can use that. It's not a perfectly ideal setup, but it's a setup that works. That works for me, and it kind of serves my needs. Because here's the deal: I don't really put away the bike. I mean, I kind of do, but it's not really like a put away and forget it. Just because we do tend to have nicer days here that they're kind of off with the time of year it is. So, but the other things I do is so I do treat the fuel. That's one thing I do. Pretty much usually about mid-September, early September. Usually, because normally sometimes I swear to God I live on Professional Monkey's block. So one thing I will do usually about the beginning of September, mid-September, kind of playing it by forecast, because normally I'll run 87 octane in the bike, because frankly the Goldwing says it's fine, and usually I run 87 octane, 10% ethanol. Well, as I'm running during the summer, it works just fine. Once we get into September, mid-September, then I'll switch over to 91 octane, because 91 octane around here doesn't have ethanol in it. Now, if the 87 octane didn't have ethanol in it, I'd stick with that. But since all the 87 octane around here has got ethanol in it, I run with the 91 octane, because like I said, around here, we don't have to deal with ethanol in 91 octane. It helps having motorcycle rally here. That's a lot of it. So one thing I will do is I'll start running that, and then I turn around and I also use about this time of year, once I get to like, it kind of looks like the last right here, like, so for example, last week I was planning to be gone all week. I knew the snow was coming, so part of my preparations last week was I treated the fuel. And I know I spend extra to put the stable in the fuel, but that's usually one thing I do this time of year. Today I took it out, I treated the fuel and I put it back in. Pretty much I will treat the fuel every time unless I plan on riding for a few more days. But either way, this time of year, usually once you're done riding and you know you're done for a bit, you don't necessarily know when the next time you're going to get on the bike is. So for the most part, I'll treat it and put it away like I'm not going to be able to ride again until April. You know, fill it full, take care of all that stuff. But that's really pretty much it for what I do. I mean, I don't really do a nice fancy like wash job or anything on it. For the most part, I try to get the worst stuff of it off. But you know, here's the thing: when you get your opportunities to ride, which sometimes you do, which, well, prime example, today, prime opportunity to ride, so I took advantage of it. So like I said, I don't really put away. It's kind of a weird deal. If I lived in a place where the winter was a little more like cold the whole winter, I probably would. But I mean, there's been times around here. Last year I rode to the Badlands, I think it was like the 2nd of November, and I think it was 85 degrees. I've rode around here the 3rd week of January, and it was 85 degrees. I've not been able to ride in May because there's a foot of snow on the ground. I mean, that's kind of the way it is around here. So, but yeah, she's pretty much stored up, good to go. Like I said, if I lived somewhere colder, I would probably completely put it away. Honestly, I wish I didn't have to put it away at all, but if I lived in an area maybe where we didn't get as much snow to deal with, maybe I would try to keep it out all year. But for the most part, you know, you get to about mid-October, usually your days are numbered. This year I had the goal of I was going to try to ride to work every day, riding to work at least until the daylight savings times end in November. Mainly because once your daylight savings time then, it's dark riding to work and it's dark riding home from work because the sun goes down around here usually like at 4:30 in the afternoon once daylight savings time ends. So, you know, it's kind of one of those deals where if I got to drive in the dark both ways, there's no sense of me of even doing it. So, okay, everybody, it's Clutch here, just finishing some editing, but there's one more thing I wanted to add. And so, first of all, Goldwing Docs has a pretty good video about putting away your motorcycle for the winter. He touches on it too. I'm going to include a little link somewhere in this video, maybe something up above or whatever. But the biggest thing he said in that, and I'm going to reiterate it too, whatever you do, if you're going to go start that thing up, like, actually take it for a ride. Don't go and every week go in and start it for like 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes and let it warm up. No, don't do that. You're just going to do more damage to the bike than it's worth. You're better off if you're not going to ride, if you're not going to do anything at all, set it and forget it, because in the end, you're just causing more damage. And some of the big things, you know, one myth about keeping the battery charged, all that stuff, you know what, that's why I have a battery, that's why I bought that float charger. That's why I bought that, so that way I could actually store it and leave the battery in it, because otherwise, if I didn't have that, I'd pull the battery completely out of it. Don't go and just randomly start it and do that every week. If you're going to actually start it like what I do, if I'm going to take the thing for a ride, then I start it. If I'm going to start it, I'm going to make sure I get a good ride out of it, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time and just doing more damage to the engine. Once again, that Goldwing Docs video actually goes in a lot more detail about how you're causing the damage to it, but that's the big thing, is don't do that. Don't do that at all. Otherwise, back to the video. But anyways, yeah, that's it. We'll say bye to old Geezer for now. Hopefully, we don't have to use that thing very much this year, but who the hell knows. I will say this though, I'd rather have a big old snowblower like that and not use it all year than have big snows like we have around here and not have anything to do it with. So anyways, this is Clutch from Sodak Motorcycle Blog, signing off, and I guess we'll see old Geezer here next spring.